I will speak to it. But my brother, I pay last time I can my brother me no kakra. You see, politics, or be an interest or to join the politics. I've gotten to a stage in life. I think Ghana is more important than any political party. The political party be our agenda against the state. Our sell money, I can never be part of it. I can't love a political party more than my country, Ghana. That is why I would never go back to NPP. In fact, I left, let me tell you, you don't know, I left NPP 2010.
Oh, you left the NPP
2010. I just came in because of Mr. Alan Kyerematen to support him. Because I thought he's a good man or good intentions for the country. That's why I came to support him. But that NPP, I left 2010. So that is for the record. So some of us.
But also, the personal project.
No. You see,
for you to come back.
They don't. You see,
and there is nothing wrong with that.
There are some good NPP people. Let me be honest. But those who control NPP have an agenda, anti-Ghana agenda, which some of us are fighting. Because my children, tomorrow if I'm not there, they must survive in this country. And with the way things are going, I don't see them surviving.
I see.
Yes, so that is why some of us are fighting.
But this regime is almost over. Barely 4 months to a general election.
Yeah, that is why this regime must not survive.
There is still a future possibility.
Yes, so
of your return to the NPP.
That is why we are correcting things.
Regime no kind of what does
okay, the point is
this regime is going. Even Baumia wins a new regime.
Exactly the point. I'm saying the Nadu's regime
is going. I don't want to answer.
It's a new regime. There's not a new regime. My brother, it's never a new regime.
It's a new regime.
Ghana, we are smart.
It is a new regime.
They know. You see,
maybe one no more support. Those who made up the Baumia. It's a new regime.
In Penyifose, say quarter don konkonti ba gunsudu unsuenyu oresawa. In China, nkasa wa buy no shensu na ase. Until Dr. Baumia is behind there. Dr. Baumia is just going to be an extension of Nanado. And that we know it. I mean, we know it, my friend. We know it. We know it. So don't. And also that the economy, we are turning around the economy. You see, it's so funny. You took inflation to 54, then it is 22%, and you want us to believe the IEBB. Now, when was it called 54? No,
international crisis.
Okay. Every cost inflation. Every cost inflation is not up. It's not.
Because those who open the economy to the international.
Every country has opened. Every country has opened its economy.
Even the country as we speak. Cote d'Ivoire, one more reserve France.
Rwanda.
Cote d'Ivoire, France.
Rwanda.
Reserve, France. They don't keep internal reserve. Young, as we speak, there was $6.9 billion reserve, which is about 3.1 months import cover. Cote d'Ivoire, so one day. It's kept in France.
So Cote d'Ivoire.
So they are not.
No. South Africa,
independent.
Botswana. So I've mentioned countries that are not.
And South Africa, when inflation dying, check it. Check it. South
Africa. Check right now.
Check it.
I will not check. You check. Check Botswana. You have destroyed this economy and you are coming to the court.
Botswana, what is their population? And I want to say those their population.
What are you talking about? So why?
Let me say it's a factor.
So what about countries with over 100 million? Once one can then.
And also compared Nigeria 250 million. Then of course we are talking.
Compare Nigeria to what? Ghana.
Nigeria and Ghana. Talk about Kenya. Yes, of course. Because these are countries we rub shoulders with. These are the countries.
Check Kenya inflation and interest rate. Kenya what the dance here demonstrations and every economic indicator in Kenya is better than that of Ghana by far.
But Ghana, things are better in Ghana.
The cost of living is high in Ghana. Salaries are low. Cost of doing business are high in Ghana.
Ghanaian children are going to school for free. Kenya, they don't.
It is better.
Your national health insurance system policy, Kenya, they don't.
It is better to pay people well.
We have things that pushing. We have things that pushing the Ghanaian in the Ghanaian economy. It pushes them.
Yeah. So the point I'm making there, in fact, let me be honest with you. It is better to pay people well, bring cost of living low for them to pay their children's school fees, than for you to make cost of living so high with low salaries and pay their children's school fees. It is not the best.
It's a cushioning process.
It is you don't make a situation difficult for people.
Intervention.
Yes, then do the economy well. Don't mismanage the economy like the way so
South Africa's annual inflation rate eased to 5.1%
yes.
in June 2024,
yes,
edging lower from 5.2% in the previous 2 months. So what it means is that as around May, it was around 5.2, and now it is 5.1. But the central bank, target, was 4.5. So even with 5.1, they feel that the inflation is
high.
Yes,
and yours is 22%.
But single digit.
Yes, single digit. But I can mention 10 countries right now.
I wouldn't take inflation as South inflation as here. Ubehu say, Mamencho, if this phone, just 1 minute, if this phone cost 1,000 Ghana cedis in Ghana, and it's costing 1,500 Ghana cedis in South Africa. When the check converts the rand to cedis, 1,500. Example,
yeah.
Now Ghana inflation a year 22%.
Yeah.
Now South African inflation 5%, and just the cost of living in South Africa is cheaper than in Ghana because inflation is the rate at which prices get increased. So prices can increase, and comparatively, your prices will be lower than a country with a lower inflation. Catch the economics.
Now you are talking to one here. No, honorable. This voodoo economics.
If you don't understand, fine, but I don't call it voodoo inflation. I did for 3 semesters at the university.
Can I explain inflation to you properly? Because my case is
you can. Why not?
Because inflation is situated in each country. Inflation is not international commodity.
Exactly.
Do you get it?
Yeah. Exactly. So inflation. I'm coming. South Africa separately.
Let me. So what it means is that inflation affects your purchasing power.
Exactly.
So the higher the inflation, the lower your purchasing power.
Exactly.
So you can't tell me that a country running inflation of 22%. Those in the country are having a better purchasing power than the country running inflation of 5%. I mean, which economic goods did you read?
Okay, so
that is beside the point.
Yeah.
But you see, on the more serious note, on the UK issue, to everything that happens, there's an antecedent cause. Because what's the cost you pay or a fighter? And I hammer. You see, there are a lot of issues going on around the world. And politicians have really taken people for granted for far too long. When you're political power now, what they promise to do, they don't do it. And so, even there, it should be between we see. Your issue between now are resolving peacefully.
Okay.
But because of antecedent remote cause in the maybe when you're in Jihunti, then they use it, that issue, what they create the confusion. And also, if it is a riot or whatever, and that is what is happening. If what happened in Kenya is the same thing. What is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in UK. Politicians must sit up and begin to take people seriously, because we can't. I've always said that. We all know, politicians. I've known most of the people in NPP before the party won power, and their lives after party winning power. And sometimes, you see, you wonder why we don't question politicians, how they make their money, and how they are able to buy houses within short time and buy cars within short time. In Toma, in Kofa, which you know, what is happening? School. And so, or mansions or cars by them. Daman Zamana or Yozi, Ebufunti, Asembisa, and people like that, what to Sima. Then it becomes something else. Since politicians like my brother IEP and the party, they should take Ghanaians seriously, because the cost of living and cost of doing business, interest rate, all the countries I've mentioned, the interest rate is less than 6%. Your interest rate is at 35 to 40%, and you say your economy is better than the economy. I mean, even economics issue academy. That is what I would say on the UK issue. I've not really followed it that much, so I wouldn't want to say things I don't know.
Very well.